Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. And look what I've got. Molds and Shapes, they have created a new flower mold, and this is the Lavatera. And I'm really in love with this, and I need to admit, at the beginning I thought it was hibiscus or hibiscus, but it's Lavatera, and it's a very beautiful little flower. And the petals of this flower remind me of the web effect. So I will be pouring a web effect into this mold, and I hope it will work well. I have here some resin. I'm using the Artline Honey. It's a medium viscosity resin, and I added a little bit of resin into my cup. It's maybe like 30 grams. I have 6 drops of the Eta Art pigment drops, and here I'm adding a little bit of the Interference Rose. My second color, I have here the lavender, and this is also mica powder from Colorberry. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the mica powders anymore because she stopped with resin art. But I still have these mica powders, and of course I'm using them. So I'm adding a little bit of the lavender into my other cup, and here I also have round about 30 grams of resin in my cup. I'm mixing my resin now very, very well. You see it, and I hope you don't mind that I'm taking you with me with the mixing process. I guess many of you have seen me mixing my colors, but yeah, sometimes people are asking, and that's why I'm just taking you with me for the mixing. Anyway, you see my table. I said this the other day. It's a mess, but you know, I don't know. Some people always have a very clean working space. With me, it lasts maybe 2 days after pouring, and then something happens, like with the mica powders, and everything is messy again. And well, you cannot change it after every pour. So, you know, where you are working, there you also have the mess. That's how I'm thinking. So, anyway, I'm grabbing my mold, and did you see the engravings in this mold? It's very beautiful. And now I'm starting with the lavender. I give it a quick stir again, and then I can start pouring. Look at this color, it's beautiful. Really like this shade of the purple tone. But I love lavender anyway. Next to roses, it's my favorite color. Flower, sorry. Excuse me for my voice, but I've been on a workshop at Edda Art, and we've been doing so much, and we've been spraying as well, and everything. So yeah, my voice is now a little bit not as good as it used to be, but don't worry, it will come back. So I'm pouring my lavender color around the edges, and because there's a new mold, as you can see, sometimes the resin is going a tiny bit wiggly, or you know, you cannot pour as straight as you want because it's electric static. You know, mostly after you've poured the second time in your mold, then it's gone. But it's always with brand new molds that sometimes you have the struggles when you need to pour along the edges. But take your time, and then everything will be fine. Here I have my white, and if you saw how I mixed my lavender, I didn't put too much mica powder into my lavender color. It's still a little bit transparent because when I put my white on top, I want to have the effect that there are these little like bubbles, not bubbles, but you know what I mean, those little blobs that they will start create later the web effect, if you know what I mean. So the white can sink through the lavender color. Now I'm taking my clear resin and I'm filling up my mold. I let it run to the sides so that the resin can do its effect. But always make sure that your clear resin is touching the colored resin, and pour, as you want. I'm not pouring too fast. And then, there I'm showing you the Artline honey. Then you can see how the resin starts doing its effects. So I'm very curious how the resin is moving into this mold, but normally it should move very well because it's quite symmetrical, so there shouldn't be a problem. Sometimes when a mold is completely not symmetrical, there you can have problems, but normally it should work in this mold. So I'm very curious. I have taken my white again and I'm pouring on top of the colors right at the edge. You see it. I'm going with 2 rounds. There you go. Then I'm taking the lavender color again and I'm going around as well. I think in total I mixed up round about 240 grams of resin, round about this much, because I didn't want my mold to be too full. I will also do a back layer. This is the first time I'm doing practically a back layer. No, it's the second time a back layer when I do the web effect, because I think it's beautiful when another color is shining through the back web effect. But this will come in the next step. So now there's a time lapse which I had to stop a little bit later because I needed my phone, but you can see how the resin is moving. It's very slowly traveling towards the center. And as you saw, I helped a tiny bit with my heat gun because it's when I poured it was very warm, and the resin, of course, it's curing much faster. So anyway, I have here an acrylic ink. It's a green. I think it's violet green or something like this. So I'm adding a couple of drops into my resin. And you see, it's a very intensive color. But because I only added 2 drops, it's not as, it's still very transparent. It's not opaque at all. So I'm adding still a little bit of drops, another 3. I'm mixing again. So that's the best thing you can do. Start with a few drops and then decide if you need to have the color more intensive or not. So I decided I needed to have it more intensive. And I did another 4 drops. And I think now I have the, transparency I wanted to have. See, it's still very transparent, even though it doesn't look like in the cup. And now I'm taking some interference green. This is, I think, from Temo, and Petra from Petra's Bunte Glitzerwelt. She ordered this for me because she's, I think, a Temo junkie. Sorry, Petra. But she's ordering regularly, the same like Rebecca, so they help me sometimes out, ask me, do you need something? We order it for you, and it's really nice. So anyway, now I have the shade of the color I want to have, and it's like a mint color, and I really like it. Look at this. In this way, you can always mix your favorite colors, or you can create your own colors. And this is my back layer, and I think it matches very well the color of the web effect. But you saw that the resin still traveled towards the center, I guess. And I was very happy about it, because at the beginning I thought, oh, this will never travel so far. But it did. Like I said, it was a very warm day when I poured. and you really need to be careful that your resin is not curing halfway. But I was lucky, it was still moving, and there you go. So now I just let my resin flow to the sides till it's touching the edges, and now it's the next day and I can demold. And look at this color, it's very beautiful. I think it's a really nice back layer color. Yeah, sometimes I still have the white there from the web effect pouring, you see it. I need to peel these little pearls off, but this is no problem. So I'm very, very curious. You can also see that the resin cured very well. It's not bendy at all anymore. And here's the mold again. It's very beautiful. But let's have a look. I'm so curious. But you see the transparency. And look at this. Yeah, the light is not as good. But look at the web effect. I really adore it. It's very beautiful. And I think the green gives it a little bit of a highlight in the background. I need to apologize for the light, but yeah, I keep my shutters down at the moment because of the warmth. But now you see in better light, in daylight, how this turned out. And I think it's very beautiful. But I need to do the next step. I also need to color the engravings. And there I was struggling. I was struggling about the colors, but this will come into a next step. But I'm very happy with the web effect and with the green back layer. So I remembered I have extreme sheen, and this is metallic acrylic ink. Yeah, you see my hands are dirty, that's what I'm showing, so please have mercy. And I'm just rubbing this with the finger into my engravings, see? So I will be busy for quite a while doing this. Then I take a paper towel, and I will clean up everything. And then I can show you my final result in a second. I guess I don't need it to show you how I'm rubbing up off the acrylic ink. But now you see the whole piece with the engravings in a lavender color. And I think it's matching very, very well. It's very delicate, and yeah, I'm very happy about this mold. So please check out Molds and Shapes because they are back from today. And yeah, just check out their website. I will link everything into my description box. And thank you, Molds and Shapes, to provide me this wonderful mold. Anyway, take care, everyone. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.